All righty. I'm Cindy Selby.
I'm Art Sanchez. We're both from Psychology
That's
Department.
right. And we are the team that is redesigning, I should say, Psych 381, which is abnormal psychology. And are we team 3?
We're in report week 1, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And where are we at? We're at the beginning.
We're at the beginning of the process, just starting to get familiar with what the requirements are for online teaching.
And we are planning on a totally online redesign for abnormal psychology.
Right.
And
You should say something about yourself, though.
should I? Well,
Yeah.
I'm the one who teaches Psych 381 in classroom environment, and I just discovered this week that actually I do have a flip classroom, in that so much of the information is first disseminated online, and then they come into class prepared to apply what they've learned from the online materials.
Okay. And I'll be teaching it in the future. It's an area of interest of mine because I teach mostly marital and family therapy, and so students are dealing with issues of psychopathology, abnormal psychology. So very excited to work with Cindy here and discover some new things. And also we're thinking about bringing in some new ideas too in terms of other ways of looking at psychopathology.
Okay, are we ready to start addressing the prompts?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
See.
you go first.
Yeah, I don't think I've changed my mind so much about AEL because I think that I started building on this last year when I designed an online course for another topic, and I am becoming more encouraged with the idea of doing online and seeing how I might be able to develop some other methodologies to deliver the teaching content.
Well, I don't know that I've necessarily changed my mind, because when I came here, I came with a mindset of being really open-minded to whatever came. I don't know that I created any expectations, and so now where I sit, I have at least a clearer idea as to what we're setting out to do, how we're going to get there. But I do feel like there are still some real important tools that I'm going to need to learn about in order to achieve my goal of the redesign for online.
And some of the things we covered this week so far, a lot of emphasis on writing and how to use those, develop strategies in terms of delivery of content and methodology, and I thought that was interesting. And I've been engaging in group activities, writing activities, individual activities in writing, and I hadn't really broke it down and thought so much about what strategies that targeted is. It just kind of seems to have evolved into natural strategies, and so it's to put names to what I'm already doing is kind of interesting.
Well, and then the second question has to do with whether or not we've learned anything this week that we're going to actually include in our redesign. And actually the biggest thing I learned about this week wasn't really presented. I actually went and spoke with Peter DeFalco and Chris Fossen about how to encourage that kind of group interaction in an online format. And we learned about Google Docs and how that can be a real dynamic place for exchange of ideas. So that's definitely something that we're planning on.
Yeah, and I am interested in the Merlot connection, getting the database and the information. So I'm kind of interested in exploring that a bit. And some of the information that Sarah Cooper presented about her class and how to design and make some kind of group activities that are really in the moment, as opposed to delayed responses via blogs is kind of an interesting idea that came out of yesterday's discussions.
Okay. Hey, Art, what are you most excited about moving forward?
Moving forward, I've been thinking about digital storytelling and digital narratives, so I'm trying to figure out, we haven't talked about that in terms of apps, but I'm really excited to hear. I'm hoping we're going to hear about particular applications that we can download that are free, hopefully, that we can integrate into the course.
Right. And I didn't tell you this when we were talking about this before the video, but one thing I am really excited about is that Art shared with me his viewpoint, his approach, which is the narrative approach, a counter story.
Right.
And that actually is something that never even occurred to me. And coming at this from the standpoint of a pre-existing curriculum.
Right. And
there's a new exciting way of approaching
Right,
it.
and I think it is at odds in some ways with what conventional psychology would suggest, but I think it's worth taking a look at
Yeah.
and kind of seeing how the students engage it.
So you actually got me excited a little bit.
Well, all right. Well, I'm excited to
Partner.
work with you.
Okay.
And you know, we've already gotten 5 minutes.
I know,
can't
let's real
believe it.
quick do
How
the
did we
last
that?
two.
Okay, what are your team's biggest challenges? The biggest challenge I think we talked about was
Yeah.
how do you get that lively engagement that I've seen your students come out of the classroom and be really lightened up and excited about? How do you maintain that
Yeah,
online
that's gonna be a challenge.
activity? That's going to be really a
But
challenge.
we'll meet it.
Right.
I'm sure we will. And lastly, what do you think you'll do with student participation in your course? Well, again, I still think we need a little more information.
And I think that you and I are alike in this way because we really anticipate and utilize student interaction
Oh,
as a
absolutely.
central part of the courses.
Absolutely.
Their engagement with the material and with us as faculty and one another and sharing of ideas, I think is central. What we
Absolutely.
want to be able to do.
So bring on week 2.
Yes.
Yay.
Excited. All right.
All right, bye.